Hi everyone. Now we know that the information from DNA is converted into RNA and RNA to form proteins. Now this flow of information from DNA to RNA and RNA to protein is called as central dogma of molecular biology. Now the triplet sequence on DNA is called as codogen, whereas the triplet sequence on mRNA is called as codon, whereas the triplet sequence on tRNA is called as anticodon. So these are the three terms we should know. Now, the information from DNA is copied to form RNA. The language of DNA is nucleotide, whereas the language of RNA is also nucleotide. So when there is a transcription going on, there is no much problem because of complementary base pairing. But when there is a conversion of RNA to protein, there is a difficulty because of the sequence of RNA is nucleotide, whereas the proteins are made up of amino acid. As the language is different, there is a problem with the translation work. So there comes a concept of genetic code. So we should know what is a genetic code. So students, the genetic code is the set of rules used by living organisms to convert message from mRNA to form proteins. Now, many biologists worked day and night to understand the concept of genetic code or to decipher the genetic code. The first person was the Francis Crick. What he said is that genetic code is present in coded form. He called that as a cryptogram. Later on in 1953, George Gamow said that the genetic code is read as unit of 3. He called that as a triplet. We'll see what is the meaning about this in later part of this video. Then Severo Ochoa was able to produce or synthesize or extract the enzyme called as polynucleotide phosphorylase. Now this is a magical enzyme which can produce the chain of mRNA with known sequence. So he was able to produce a chain of uridines in the test tube. Now whenever we produce something in the test tube, it is called as in vitro synthesis. So he was able to produce a poly-U chain, and as it is made up of same nucleotides, it is called as homopolymer. Later on, Nierenberg and Mathai proved that this poly-U chain codes for a protein having long chain of phenylalanine. With this, these two people concluded that triple U codes for phenylalanine. Then Khorana was able to produce the artificial mRNA with more than one nucleotide. So in the beginning he produced mRNA with sequence of say 2 nucleotides, CU many times, and what he proved is that CUC codes for leucine, whereas UCU codes for serine. Later on he was able to produce mRNA with 3 nucleotides, that is CUA many times, and he concluded that CUA codes for leucine. And in latter part of this discovery, the Robert Hawley determined the structure of tRNA. Now we know that this tRNA is very important as far as transport of amino acid from cytoplasm to the site of protein synthesis is concerned. So students, by saluting the work done by these the various scientists, let us understand what is the meaning of genetic code and what are the properties of genetic code. Students, the first property of genetic code is that genetic code is triplet. Now we know that there are 20 amino acids which are actually coded by these 4 nucleotides. Now when we make say a combination of 1 nucleotide, then at the max these 4 nucleotides will code for only 4 amino acid. Now when we make combination of 2 nucleotides, that is 4:2, then at the max we can say code for 16 amino acid. And as we have 20 amino acid, therefore the nucleotide must be read as a unit of 3. Now students, later on this triplet concept of the codon was supported by the various types of mutations such as frameshift mutation and base substitution. Okay. Now, second genetic code property is the genetic code is common, that when we are reading the mRNA from 5' to 3', it is read as unit of 3. That is, when we read say CAT, there is no punctuation in between. Then next codon is read as unit of 3, that is CAT. So when the genetic code is read, it is read as unit of 3 without any punctuations. So that is the meaning of commaless genetic code. Then the genetic code is non-overlapping. Now again, when we are reading the genetic code, it is read as unit of 3 without any overlapping. So when you see this first sequence, it is read continuously without any overlapping. In the second and third case, you can see there is a overlapping. So if you see the second sequence, it is read as CAT, then TGA, then ATC, like that. In the third sequence, you can see it is read as CAT, then ATG, then TGA, then GAT, like this. So while reading the genetic code, it is read without any overlapping. So it is read as CAT, GAT, and like so. Code is non-ambiguous. Now what is the meaning of this? That one codon will always code for same amino acid, and there are some exception to this. Now when AUG and GUG are coming in the beginning of, say, initiation of protein synthesis, then it will code for, say, methionine. But when this GUG is coming after the start codon, then it will code for valine. So GUG is exception to this rule. Genetic code is having polarity. What is the meaning of this? When we read the sequence from, say, left to right, that is in 5' to 3' direction, it will code for one amino acid. But when we read it from, say, right to left, it will code for different amino acids. So we know that the genetic code is always read in 5' to 3' direction and not in reverse fashion, because it will code for a protein which is different from the other one. So the rule is that the genetic code is always read from 5' to 3' direction. So we call that as the genetic code has polarity. Then there is a concept of degeneracy of genetic code. Now we know that there are 20 amino acid and we have 64 codons. Now out of 64 codons, 3 codons are non-sense codon, or they are called as non-coding sequences. Here, when we subtract 64 from 3, it becomes 61. So here 61 codons will code for 20 amino acid. So in nutshell, we have, say, more than 3 codon per amino acid. So if you see the table carefully, we have some amino acid coded by 1 codon, that is tryptophan and methionine coded by 1 codon. Then these are set of amino acid coded by 2 codons. Then isoleucine coded by 3 codons. Then amino acids such as valine, proline and all are coded by 4 codons, and then leucine, arginine and serine coded by 6 codons. So here the degeneracy means like one amino acid may be coded by 1 codon or more than 1 codon. That is the meaning of degeneracy. Then when you look at the genetic code table, the genetic code table is applicable for all the organisms. That is, the codon table which we have is applicable in bacteria, fungi, plants, animals and all. So we call this as the genetic code is universal. The last property of genetic code is the wobble hypothesis. This hypothesis was given by Francis Crick. Now look at this diagram. The lower part is actually mRNA having codon CUC, whereas the upper is the anticodon having sequence GAG. Now this is normal base pairing. Now sometimes there is some exception here. Here the first 2 nucleotides are matching properly or complementary base pairing properly, whereas this third one U is pairing with G. So this third position is called as wobble position. Wobble means the position which is likely to change. Now even though this codon CUU, the third nucleotide, is different, this codon will code for same amino acid, that is leucine. So this is what called as wobble hypothesis. So what this hypothesis says is that while reading the codons, the first 2 nucleotides of the codon are important. Even if there is a change in the third nucleotide while reading this codon, there is no change at all as far as the type of amino acid is going to form. So this is what called as wobble hypothesis. So students, I hope you are understanding the wobble hypothesis and the other properties of genetic code. Students, this is a genetic code or we call it as what genetic codon table, and you can see various types of codons and the type of amino acid which they are going to form. So here PHE stands for say phenylalanine, leucine, isoleucine, etc. Now these are three stop codons, that is UAA, UAG and UGA. These are called as stop codon. So out of 64, 3 are nonsense codon. So actually 61 codon code for say 20 amino acid. So try to remember this codon table and the type of amino acid they are going to form. So students, I hope you are clear with all the concepts of the properties of genetic code. At the end, I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it. Subscription is totally free, and thank you for watching this video.